Why didn't you say so? Now, ready to meet the president?
Well, welcome back to the channel there, Papa's Posse. Once again, it's time for Papa's Comic Books, coffee, and more. All right, before we begin, don't forget about that QR code right there. You hit that QR and it'll take you to my YouTube, my eBay, and my Instagram page. All the social media you'll ever need. Let's see who we have today. Today we have the West Coast Avengers, number 11, 75 cents, back in 1986. Story is called Pride of the Regiment. Let's look to make sure. Pride of the Regime. Pride of the Regiment. It is by Steve Englehart and Al Mingrom. Now don't forget, before we begin, this book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Also, please leave a like down below. Please hit that sub button down below and leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought about it. Okay, let's get into the West Coast Avengers, Pride of the Regiment. So, Hank, what I want you to do is blast those people. Something on your mind, Bobby Bird? I just got the last bugs out of that system, Mockingbird. You didn't have to slam it down. Nobody ever gets the last bugs out of a system, Hank. After a while, you call them features. But what's wrong, Bobby? I've never seen you so steamed. Ah, the world. Oh, is that all? Listen, sport. I've been an Avenger less than a year, but I was a SHIELD agent 5 times that long. And it just makes me mad the way people pick on intelligence agencies. I was talking to an old friend at the local site about the recent news reports, the loss of the helicarrier, accusations of agent brutality. It's terrible how the media sensationalizes. She says Nick Fury in town. Now, I'm going over there to hear his side of it. You want to come? Well, Fury and I haven't gotten along since he tried to take over the Stark International a while back, but I share your concern for the agency. I was advisor to the board that founded it. But can Hawkeye get in now that the Avengers have a restricted clearance? In the Supreme Headquarters, International Espionage Law Enforcement Division is a global security organization. Heaven help me, Iron Man, but I'll vouch for the suspicious character. Any chairman who handled the Thing's disappearance as well as he did deserves a vote of confidence. Don't you think? I do indeed. Shall we, Mr. and Mrs. Barton? See you later, Hank. Clint! I'm going to have to stop thinking about all those people still facing winter back east. I'm beginning to sound like the kind of Californian who drove me crazy when I lived in New York. Well, I'll tell you this, I had to dial back the armor's solar power converters after I moved out here. You really do 200 laps a day, Simon? All of them flat out like that? 300 now. I'm working on my upper body. Oh yeah, you're in terrible shape. Listen, you want to go over to SHIELD with us? Sorry, I've got to get over to the studio. I've got scenes today. Yeah, and you promised I could go along this time. Sure, Tigra. Okay, guys. And so it's that three-way, and so it is that 3 very slick people show up at the Very Slick Salon on Rodeo Drive half an hour later. This is SHIELD headquarters? And you're always telling me how tough it was working for Fury. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Right this way. Suva plan. Hey, Joe Sane thought we're booked solid for the rest of the month. These are old friends, Sherry. Houston from Cleveland. This is Bobby Van Dyne. Yes, of the Cleveland Van Dynes. Don't you know? These are my bodyguards. Antonio in the glasses and Bruno in the black. Well, this is the most accommodating beauty salon I ever worked in. Though I kept hearing about that haircut place in New York when I lived there. So, Bobby, I warned you that Fury is in a foul mood. If we hadn't worked together in Madrid, I wouldn't okay your visit today. The old girl network has its advantages. N'est-ce pas, mon ami? Madrid. By the way, I like your hair. Who did it? David at the Santai Regime. But that big palooka over there won't even acknowledge I got it done. So I like long hair, so sue me. I got it chopped after fighting a werewolf. It was getting in my way. So I like long hair. You mean you haven't even talked about it at all that time, Hawkeye? Hey, I know you know all about women, Iron Man, but I'm the one who fell in love with the long-haired cutie, and it's because I'm in love that I don't mention the way she resembles the quarterback of the Chicago Bears. Somebody mentioned the Chicago Bears? The Bad News Bears, at least. Hey, Chemo Sabis, we come in peace. Look out, they're going for it. You shouldn't have made a move. Tony Stark once designed some of those weapons, buddy. You're darn right I'm moved. Don't you know who we are, you idiots? We're the Avengers. Avengers are security risks. Avengers have restricted clearance. That's not the same thing. I expected a wait, not a war. Maybe the papers weren't exaggerating about you people. Look for the record. We're Mockingbird, Iron Man, and Hawkeye. Who's Mockingbird? Somebody who risked her life for this organization more times than you can count, Mr. Intelligence Agent. Somebody who learned SHIELD combat techniques better than you, too. Now, ask them what they think of your hair, Moki. Wait a minute. You can ask the big cheese himself. All right, you lame-brained excuses for fighting men. The party's over. This is a heck of a way to greet the Avengers, Fury. Pipe down, Bowman. You'll get your turn. Okay, agents, you weren't likely to beat these super guys, so all in all, you did pretty good here. Protection security. What? But if you want to stick it out, in this man's outfit, Steeda, stick it where the sun don't shine. I want a lot better than pretty good the next time. I ain't never put up with no gold bricking, and I ain't about to start now. You read me? Now that sounds like the man I know. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Okay, Hawkeye, you got a complaint? Or is your face always the same color as your uniform? Ease up, Colonel. We just weren't expecting such resistance. Well, I know what Tony Stark expected when he helped set up SHIELD, and it wasn't this garrison mentality. My heart bleeds for your playboy boss, Iron Man. If he hadn't kept us from getting the weapons we needed, we wouldn't be in some of the fixes we're in now. That's why we came, Colonel, to find out about those fixes and see if we can help. You know, what SHIELD meant to be. I was looking forward to nothing more than a life in a SHIELD lab when you saw something more in me and made me an offer I couldn't refuse. You trained me for the field and sent me out as Agent 19 to Khazar's savage land. That was some field. For a while, I thought I might just stay in that jungle with Khazar, but that wasn't to be, so I came home, and since my main mission had been to prove a fellow agent was a traitor, I was asked by the head of the congressional committee who liaisoned with us to go undercover against suspected moles at the higher levels. I blew your mind. I'm afraid when I quit SHIELD and took on the code name of Huntress. But Congressman Kirk's suspicions were right on target. I nearly got myself killed before I found out our Mexico station chief had gone over to the other side. The thing was, you thought you didn't know who the Huntress was, so you put me out on a most wanted list. No problem. I changed my code name again to Mockingbird and kept gathering evidence on other traitors. Before I could get into you, though, a mole in New York convinced Spider-Man I was the wrong O. And if you hadn't shown up in time to shoot him, he would have aced both Spidey and me. But I was so excited, Reaching the end of that long road, I started running toward you. And just like today, the resident agents put security first. I told you, I'm told you said as you carried me to the infirmary. Shield's been turned into something it wasn't meant to be. This little lady risked her life trying to tell me that. And thanks to her, maybe, just maybe, I can clean things up once and for all. After I recovered, I stayed solo, then went double with the guy who likes long hair there. But I've never stopped caring about this place and these latest incidents. Look, Mockingbird, I'm under a lot of pressure here. I owe you a big debt, no question about it. But that was then, and this is now, and you didn't stay solo instead of coming back, and it's up to S.H.I.E.L.D. to take care of S.H.I.E.L.D. We're supposed to be a secret organization, and I can't have agents waltzing in and out while I'm trying to solve my new problems, or guys who put profit before the interests of the world. You thick-skulled right wing, when Tony Stark stopped making weapons, he was able to start on projects that would serve the world. Like his new satellite research facility, enabling man and his technology to benefit from. Sure, you and your boss are big on the fancy stuff. You're walking tank, not like us grunts who are out here on 1,000 front lines protecting the world day after day after day. My boys and girls do the grimy work while you super guys get all the glory. Well, we don't mind. It's always been like that for the Joes in any war. But if my boys and girls get a little tight now and again, you can understand why. I don't go along with it. I'm trying to stop it, but I understand it. So now, maybe you'll excuse me, because, like I said, I got a lot of work. You've got a lot of nerve. Whoop, time out. This is Fury's headquarters, not ours. Let's just go give the man what he wants. I'd kill the creep if I were alone, but a chairman's got to do what a chairman's got to do. God blast it. Hey, Bobby Moore, Spartan. As long as you're going to be an Avenger, let him know S.H.I.E.L.D. trains its troops to be the best. Avengers, Fury, are born the best, not trained. Honey, I've been a jerk about your hair. I don't want to talk right now, but thanks. Yes, you'll have to move quickly. And elsewhere in the legendary city of angels, fellow dragons have failed to devour you. But our Arkin never fails, clang. Now shall we both know the secret that keeps a simple priest alive when the wizards fall around, 'tis like the dew. Your mask, it must be your mask. So Arkin, see the man of the future. That's a wrap-up, boys. Let's go get some lunch. That stuff, Simon. Imagine those eyes 50 feet across on the big screen. Yeah, Dino could hardly pass them up. It went perfectly, Simon. You didn't have to work a bit. It didn't play as scary. It was awesome. 2001 stuff. Hey, where are we talking to? We were talking to you. Tigra, this is Christy Carson. Christy Tigra. I thought it went well, too. I've worn goggles or glasses ever since I was transformed into an ionic energy, thinking people would be afraid. He likes her more than he likes me. I don't like that. Just because I played the field doesn't mean I like coming in second anywhere. Phew. Now I think I was using the glasses to hide. I was hiding a lot till I faced up to myself. No pun intended, I'm sure. What does the world look like from in there, Simon? Like looking through rose-colored glasses, especially lately. Doing this role has been just the right thing at the right time. Yeah, your images are better these way. We're gonna do big A posters with a dose of red eyes. Forget it, cheaters. I make you a star. And now, Tigra, you want to eat of the seafood? Anything you want, Dino. You know, Christy, I think Tigra and L.A. were made for each other. But even a town whose principal preoccupation is fantasy must deal with mundane reality like any town. So even LA has its bureaucracies open to any city between the hours of 9 and 5, Monday through Friday, state and federal holidays accepted. This was Mr. Atherton's section. Mr. Pym, he just keeled over at his desk last Tuesday. Can you imagine? Hawkeye says we know two things about Mr. Pandemonium. He was a major movie star, and he owns the Anvil Studios. The files will tell us the name of the registered owner. And checking out files is just my speed now that there's no need tying up any of the active Avengers. By keeping busy, keeps the memory of Ultron Mark 12 at bay. Here we are, La Monica Boulevard. Oh, my goodness. The deeds have been burned away and recently smell that sulfur. Listen, I'm a chemist. Let me take a section of that charred pages and do some analysis. Maybe I can learn something, but the adjacent pages aren't even browned. This is very peculiar, Mr. Pym, very peculiar indeed. You don't know the half of it. What do you say we do some body surfing, Tony? Tony can take the ocean and we'll take the pool. There aren't any waves in, I guess. I just never thought that you'd either, or what when it comes to intelligence work. Any regrets? You know, there aren't, sport. When I got you, I got all I ever really need in life. But it's like being disowned, being frozen out of the shield. It hurts my pride. I've half a mind to go back and demand he take my help. The big gorilla, does he think he's a Wonder Man? No, he's not one man army. He's always been a platoon leader at heart, and I would have followed him anywhere. At least it proves I'm not the only chairman who can screw up. What have you screwed up other than the Firebirds memberships? That's enough, isn't it? I was thinking of going to New Mexico to ask her back, but I decided if she's ever going to join us now, she needs time away from us, meaning mainly me. That's very insightful, Clint. Yeah, well, I got Agent 19 on my case, and I want to keep her there, so I'm correcting my deficiency, minor as they may be. You've solved the one problem I worried about, making this West Coast team work. We're really working together. Boom, what happened there? It's flats. Electrical system overload. Trip to circuits. Hang on, Bobby, we're going down. Keep an eye out for flagpoles. Wait, Clint, pull up. Too late, Mockingbird. You've entered the trap of Razor Fist. Razor Fist and the Cesaron, the weapons master, Zoroj, and Shockwave, who right now is finishing your friend. You wish, Zarin. Listen to the Mockingbird boys. I'll take a lot more in that to stop Iron Man. The weapons master is more Bowman. Look how they land, sport. They're kung fu fighters. And I'm a fighter with an electrical exoskeleton, Bird, so I feel Shockwave. But let's see how electricity protects you when it meets an arm of armored iron. Swatch. Massive overloads, no matter what amperage I designed the circuit breakers for, somebody always finds a way to overload them. System's gone to level 3. Have to reset them manually. Look. Oh, the armor weighs a ton. Slow Avenger, very, very slow. Give it up, Zarin. I've got you in my sights. You with your bow, I with my bow. I can deflect your shaft, Hawkeye. How about 4 of them? So as I fought great men across Europe and Asia, but I should have come to America sooner. First Captain America, now Hawkeye the Archer. The legends are all true. Or are they? Loading your arrow so quickly can lead to a fatal error, can't it? You drop your arrow, so I drop. What? The shaft explodes with smoke. Where is he? Somebody mentioned fatal error? I'll give you fatal. I think not, for as an Avenger, you can't kill me. Monsieur Cruel gave my associates and myself a complete dossier of weaknesses. You'll try to subdue me with your one weapon while I kill you with my one of 100. He said, Monsieur Cruel, that was a Vietnamese crime lord a long time back. Looks like an Asian connection here. You dart and dance, Mockingbird, but Razor Fist need hit you only once to still your dance forever. It's the once that tough Vegematic man. Some folks have said I mock them when I fight, the way I'm always one step ahead of them, 1 inch beyond their reach. But I just know how to fight, right? And that involves fighting Kung Fu flakes. Somebody did teach me well. And what else I learned? Slice and dice. I learned Kung Fu in a spiritual discipline, not a style of slaughter. Her pole telescopes toward me. You've perverted a noble intent. She fights with skill and drive, but she is a woman, and emotion makes her wild. Her fury will drain her strength, then shall I. You shanged your chi against the battle stave and fan fingers and forget about a simple foot. Pluck. Chow. Can't take much more. He keeps coming. Keeps me from resetting the power units. If I don't get lucky soon. There we are. No more annoying attempts to reach your system resets because my electricity fuses the requisite compartment closed. I won't be beaten shockwave. You may have more power than I do now, but one thing I can still do is reverse the polarity of mine and let yours push you away. Every moment in this armor belongs to me because I choose to take it. I could have slid into oblivion, but I brought myself back, and nobody's going to push me in there now. Iron Man lives and will continue to live. Choking. But touching me just blows the rest of your circuits. You'll be powerless before you hurt me. True. But once my circuits go, my hands will be locked around your neck with all my weight on top. I wouldn't kill you consciously, but you'll still die. Good Lord, you're right. Got to turn off my power. And so Iron Man wins after all. This is all I've got left to give you, Sparks. But it's more than you can take. So, this guy fought Cap, huh? I wonder how the old fella did. I've matched myself against Wingshead Standard since he was Avengers chairman and I was a rookie. Lucky for me, I match up pretty well. Monkey, how's it going? Wait till I make my chip shot, Hawky. Okay, Razorfist, you couldn't spill my guts, so I'll spill yours. We represent the blood tongue of Hong Kong. They're planning to open operations in America. Superhero shield, the masses of your police. None shall stem your inevitable victory. That's all I wanted to know. Way to go, baby. Wow. Now, Iron Man has to open his fused armor. Delicately, he can stop me as I gather in the blistering shockwave. Iron Man's not the only Avenger you've got to face, Zarin Rapp. I need face no one woman. I am a hunter. If the prey charges me, I can always wait for it to grow careless again, as it always does. Beware the coming of the blood tongue. Well, at least we got Razor. He's gone. These guys were good. Good thing we're better. One way or another, but you heard their threats. We'll have to send a general warning to the East Coasters, the Fantastic Four, and we better go back and whisper a warning to Fury's shell-like ear. No sport. We'll warn him, all right, but through channels. He told us to keep our distance, and that's what we'll do. But Bobby, who cares what he tells us? He can't give us orders. I know. I don't care about his orders. I care about his pride. Even if he needed our help, he wouldn't want it. And that's the bottom line. So you're going to swallow your pride to let him have his. You're something, Bobby Bird. And whatever it is, I'm glad it's mine. Anyway, they're more our type of enemy than Fury's. Something for the fancy folks. But I don't feel all that fancy right now, so home, James. Yeah, and then body surfing. The card below blows its The card blows fitfully on the wind. The card that slipped away from Shockwave's suit and fell forgotten in the midst of the battle. Just a scribbled card and a code we'll take to the liberty of translating. Later this year, the S.H.I.E.L.D. Limited Series debuts. Assignment Mockingbird, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Terminate. Client S.H.I.E.L.D. Quantum of Half-Life next. Alrighty, well that was the West Coast Avengers number 11, 75 cents back in 1986. I hope you enjoyed that reading. Now don't forget, this book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Also, please hit that like button down below. Please hit that subscribe button down below and leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought. And as Papa, Nick Fury, S.H.I.E.L.D., and the West Coast Avengers always say,
That was easy.
until next time, Papa is out.